Yeah, welcome to the session on a project risk management. In this session, we will discuss about the risk management process in projects, and the focus of our discussion would be the small projects, especially the social entrepreneurial ventures like that. Uh, if you are working on a social entrepreneurship projects or implementing social entrepreneurship projects, you will be working on a detailed venture plan or a project plan, and as part of that project plan, you need to conduct a detailed risk analysis of the project, and this will be very useful, and this is also very important for at the time of implementing the project, and this understanding the various kinds of risk associated with that project, and that will help in effectively implementing the project. So in this session, we will try to understand the concept of the risk, then risk management processes, risk management tools and techniques, and uh, and we will also discuss about the how do we control the risk. Yeah. As we understand risk uh, is an uncertain event. We don't know about it, and we don't know the what will be the outcome of that or impact of that. So in that case, there are uncertainties associated with that event, and if that event occurs, it has a certain effect on our activities, and it is these kind of events that we call as risk. In that case, we understand risk as a function of likelihood of its occurrence and its impact. When we come to the project context, risk is an uncertain event or a condition that, if it occurs, has an effect on at least one project objective, such as time, scope, cost, or quality of the projects. And the risk come from the various sources, and especially in the context of the projects, and some of the important causes of the risk are associated with the immature project practices, and then working on the uh, multiple projects at a time that will lead to the problems or issues related to allocation of the resources, and also finding the resources and the finding of the resources. And third aspects or reasons for the risk in the project is the dependency on external participants. The projects that is inevitable, and there will be a lot of several external participants associated with the projects, in which the project manager do not have much control in some cases, and beyond the control of the project. And other important reason for the risk in the project is the fast tracking. Fast tracking is nothing but the speeding of the project, and this may lead to several uncertain events or the risk in the time of implementing. So, in this context, the risk management relates to dealing with such risk, and how do we tackle such risk in the projects, and uh, uh, this involves a detailed planning of the risk planning about the risk management, and assessment of the risk issues in the projects, and developing risk handling strategies in the project, and monitoring of the risk. And the risk management involves a committed and consistent approach from the part of the project management and project management team. And there are several processes involved in risk management, and there are at least six processes in the overall risk management process, and these include the risk management plan, planning about the risk, then identification of the risk, then conducting qualitative assessment of the risk, then it will be followed by the quantitative assessment of the risk, then arriving at a risk management plan, and then finally the monitoring and control of the projects. And we will be discussing in detail about each of these six processes involved in the risk management processes. And we start with the risk planning. And the risk planning is a process of identifying how to conduct risk management in the project. And the result of this planning is a comprehensive risk management strategy with regard to the project, and also the methods for executing this risk management plan in the project. And the risk management strategy involves the various aspects such as the purpose and objectives of the risk management, the responsibilities and who will be responsible for the risk management, then assessment processes, what are the processes involved in the assessment of the projects, defining a risk management rating approach in the project, and the procedures for handling the risk strategies, and establishing monitoring and controlling of the risk. And the various methods of executing risk management involves the roles and assignment of roles and responsibilities for the responsibilities, the budgeting, the timing, then understanding of the risk categories, definition of a probability and impact, then stakeholder tolerance, understanding the stakeholder tolerance with respect to risk, developing reporting, formatting, tracking, and preparing the probability and impact metrics. And the output of this risk management planning is a set of documents or understanding about the risk, and we will be able to develop categories of the risk, or to come out with the risk categories, such as the technical risk, external risk, organizational and project management related risk. And these risk categories can again represented a risk breakdown structure, or it can be hierarchically organized representation of the identified risk. And we will be able to develop to define the probability and impact of the various risk event, and we will also be able to develop probability and impact metrics of the risk as a result of the risk planning process. And the next stage in the risk management is the identification of the risk. Risk identification is related to the identification of all the potential risk issues, identification of all the potential risk issues related to cost, funding, schedule, contractual relations, and political risk. Sometimes the risk can be associated with these elements, cost related or funding related risk, then scheduling related risk, and risk related to contractual relations and political risk. And and we conduct a detailed problem analysis for identifying this risk, and we use various tools and techniques for the detailed analysis or identification of the risk. For example, the life cycle cost analysis will help us to understand the cost related issues, and work breakdown structure analysis and schedule analysis together with help us to identify the schedule related issues, and the comparison with the cost baseline and the budget will help us to identify the risk related to the costs. Then we will also conduct assumption analysis, revisit the assumptions about the cost estimates that will help us to identify the missing points or lacunae in the assessment processes, and similarly the technical issues, and we also revisit the technical and legal issues for the identification of the risk in the projects. And we use various tools and techniques for risk identification, and most important method or tools and techniques that we use are brainstorming with the project team or the senior management or those associated with the implementation of the projects. And the second method is the Delphi method, or we get the expert opinion with anonymity, and we can use the interview method or the experts interview of experts to get their point of view with regard to risk events. And finally, we can also use the root cause analysis for identifying the risk for a particular event. Can also use the checklist or assumption analysis or SWOT analysis for identification of the risk. And the result of this risk identification is that we get a detailed, we develop a detailed risk register, and incorporating the various list of identified risk elements of the project, then a list of potential responses and root causes of the risk, and updated risk categories. And the third step in the risk management process is risk analysis. And risk analysis is a detailed study of identified issues. So far, we have set of risk associated list of risk associated with the projects, and the risk analysis we conducted detailed analysis or a study of these identified risk, and judge the likelihood of the occurrence of these events, and we also try to understand what is the impact of these events on the cost, schedule, or technical aspects of the projects. And there are various tools, various approaches for risk analysis and this risk analysis, and these are broadly the qualitative risk analysis and the quantitative risk analysis. In the qualitative risk analysis, we develop the probability and impact assessment of the risky events, and we also develop the probability and impact metrics after rating the risk, after having rated the risk as low, medium, or the high. In the quantitative methods, we provide the numerical assessment of the risk events, and we use sensitivity analysis or Monte Carlo or modeling or simulation techniques for risk analysis. And there are other methods help us to analyze the risk. There is a comparison with a similar system, for example, and the experiences of implementing similar projects, and the specialist or expert opinions, then modeling and simulation, all can be used for risk analysis. Then the various tools and techniques for risk analysis involve the life cycle cost analysis, network analysis, estimating the relationship, risk rating, the probability analysis, graphical analysis, then decision analysis, Delphi techniques, work breakdown structure, simulation, logic analysis, and process templates. And once the detail, the risk are again subject to detailed analysis, the qualitative risk analysis. As I mentioned earlier, the qualitative risk analysis is concerned with developing the likelihood of occurrence of the what is the probability of occurrence of that event, and what is the impact, potential impact of that event if it occurs. And based on that, we rate the risk as low, medium, and high, depending upon the impact on the project of one or other aspects of the project. And in this way we will be able to develop a probability impact matrix that will be helpful for the decision making in the project. The risks are rated as high risk, moderate risk, and low risk. And high risk events are those risk events which has a substantial impact on the cost, schedule, and technical aspects of the projects. And those events which have the moderate impact on the cost, schedule, or technical aspects of the project are rated as moderate risk, and the others are the low risk events. And once the qualitative assessment of the risk is completed, we again conduct a quantitative assessment of the risk. And quantitative assessment of the risk is concerned with assigning numerically analyzing the effect of identified risk in the projects. And we do the numerical rating of individual risk and evaluate the aggregate effect of all risk in affecting the project. And we use various tools and techniques for conducting quantitative risk assessment. This include interview, cost and time estimating, Delphi technique, then use historical records and historical records from the previous projects. We can use the expert judgment and other methods like sensitivity analysis, decision tree, and Monte Carlo analysis. And these are all the various tools and techniques used for quantitatively assessing the risk. Once the risk are analyzed, the next step in the risk management is risk handling. And risk handling is related with how do we handle, how do we manage this identified risk. And there are four options available before us with respect to managing this risk. And some risk can be retained within the project, and some risk need to be avoided, and some risk elements can be controlled, and some elements can be transferred. And these are the strategies of risk management. And those are the risk. What are the risk can be retained in the sense that those risk, we are aware of those risk and the consequence of those risk. If we are some certainty about the occurrence of those events, and which means that we are able to control those kind of events if it occurs, and those kind of risk can be retained within the projects. And there are certain risks which need to be avoided because uh, it has a potential impact on the that impact on the project. That impact could be severe, and we will not entertain those projects. And uh, and another important aspect that risk can be controlled with the necessary management efforts, and those risks can be controlled, and some risks can be transferred to other parties or third parties. And the final stage in the risk management process is the risk monitoring and the controlling. And overall, this process is involved the implementing the risk response plans, as we discussed early, and it is also involved in the tracking the identified risk, monitoring the residual risk, identification of the new risk, and evaluating the risk process effectiveness throughout the project. And other processes involved in the risk monitoring and controlling is the project assumption, and to understand whether the project assumptions are still valid, and the risk has changed or can be retired, or a risk management policy. We revisit the risk management policy and procedures, and aligning the contingency reserves with the current risk assessment. And we use various methods for the controlling the risk, and some of the commonly used methods are alternative design. For example, that is a useful method for controlling the risk. Demonstration, uh, before before we implement the project in full length. And so it can be conducted a pilot or a pilot demonstration that help to control the risk. And the design of experiments, and similarly prototyping, then incremental development, rather than going at one go, the incremental process can be adopted in the projects, and the process proofing reviews, the robust design trade-off, then use of standards that are also uh, can be useful in the controlling the risk in the projects.